Hi guys, and welcome back for another episode of Let's Play Midwest Horizon. I have gotten quite a bit done since the last episode, and also did some real farming since the last episode, so that's why, if you've been following along, it's been a few days since I've gotten a video up. I'll take a look at the map here. As you can see, I finished harvest on field 20, and then I am almost done on field 10 here. I switched it up a little bit. Uh, I did go and lease a second live bottom trailer to kind of speed the process up. It was taking so long with the unloading of the beets at the sell point there that I decided a second trailer, because then that way I can drive the second one while the first one's unloading, sitting there unloading. So what we're going to do today, I figured I'd at least show you how the harvest was going. This is more of a style of how we go in our area. And looks like the helper still wants his lights on. So I figured I'd kind of give you all a sneak peek of this. And yes, the auger does go through the ground, or the conveyor belt. But this is how we do it. Follow along. You have a topper, take all the tops off, then the lifter and the truck pulling alongside the lifter as it goes. There should just be the two passes here and done, and then we'll leave these two trucks parked out in the field here, and I'll go and sell those at another time. Just so that way we can get going today. Hoping to continue doing some of the tillage, and then also get some of the lime work going as well, so that way we can keep the tillage right on rolling. But just figured before we get too far into that, the long carried out beet harvest to show you how that works. And this is why I was showing you, or saying all along, it'd be nice with multiplayer if you had, for doing the beet harvest anyways, be able to have multiplayer so that you could have one person running that lifter and then having a couple people running the truck, so that way you could just keep on going without stopping. And the one other issue with this, get over here by the tractor. The one other issue with this lifter is, for hired worker, it just stops at the end. But then it does make it nice because I was working around in circles rather than having to load on the side with beets. So unload, I should say. And that got us 55% full. We might be able to fit it all on this truck. If so, then I'll be able to return the other truck, or the other trailer that we leased. Especially since it's not taking a full pass. Full width of the lifter, this should all fit on here. But then we will officially be done and out of beets, never to do again, never again. At least not on single player mode. And we'll wait until multiplayer before I decide to tackle this again. And yes, it would have taken a long time. I actually spent about, I want to say it probably took about 5-6 hours to get the rest of that field done, plus this, just with the trucking back and forth. And I didn't even have this fertilized all the way. This was only one time fertilized. It didn't have the second fertilizer application. So if I would have had that, there would have been a lot more beets coming off of this, and there would have been no way of keeping up by myself. But we'll get to the end here, and it should be done. Wait for that to clear out. I just want to make sure it is empty. Alrighty. Oh, wrong way. So we're going to shut that off. I'm just going to leave that stuff out here, and then I'll, just so that we aren't spending extra money here. Let's go into the garage, leased items. We are going to return the harvester and return the trailer. There we go, and I'll worry about the equipment later, as that's going to have to get up in the yard and get washed up. As for tillage, we're going to get this guy going again. Actually, I'm going to take and send him over here. I see there's one partial long pass there yet. We'll get this guy going. Then that way I can focus on getting some lime spread. There we go. Now let's check out our fields here. 10 will not need lime. 9 does not. It looks like 20 and 87. So we just have two real smaller fields there. So if we go into here, crop protection, we are going to use the Titan and yes, global positioning system. So I will be doing the spreading, and we are going to lease it. And then I'm wondering if on this map is there. No, I do not see, at least not close. I'm not going to go all the way up there. There is not a lime buy point. There it is. It's been delivered. So I think for lime, let's see, do I have room? Let's buy a placeable for lime, because it's something that we're going to be doing a lot of. Just because of how much it takes, I'm going to prefer that the lime is easy to get at rather than getting a whole bunch of pallets every time we need to get some lime. So we'll place that there. Hopefully I didn't, oop, I guess I did it a little close, but we'll just ignore that little bit. So let's back up here and start filling with lime. And we'll get this filled. We'll go, we'll do that smaller field, the one we've already ripped that grass up. I'll get that one done. And that way when the tillage gets done on the field it's on, we can move it over to that far field and then work our way back towards the main farm here. So the field it's on field 21 here, so we'll finish, we'll kind of clean the headlands up, and then we'll have it move down here to 88 and 87. I've got to spread lime on 87. I'll get lime spread on 20, then it can do that tillage, and then come back here to 10, and then that way we can start spring tillage. And it looks like our barley has gone one growth stage now, so when that comes off, we'll harvest it, but then we will, and I should probably keep an eye on that to make sure that it isn't getting weeds in it. So we will have to get that sprayed at some point. But that one, after we harvest it, we will just leave. We will do the fall tillage for it, and then we will just leave it and get it into the same time frame as the rest of the ones that we're doing. So, enough chit chat. We're full of lime. Let's get to the field and let's get spreading. That does not seem like 26 miles an hour. And we are going for realism. We want to get that flashers and strobe lights. I guess at least the headlights. But we will slowly make progress on these fields and get this fall tillage done, and that way we can work on spring tillage and get stuff planted. And I guess I don't know about you guys in the game. I kind of enjoy harvest the most. Real life, I like planting and tillage. Harvest is I like as well, but kind of like everything. Anything that deals with being in the machinery, I like. I'm kind of thinking for speed between the fields, we should have gone with the interrogator, but maybe we'll look into that for next time. So we'll get this spread out. Let's get the flashers and stuff off. Lined up here and go. I kind of wish they had a interrogator that had the booms like this instead of just a spinner spreader. That's what a lot of co-ops around here have. Not for spreading lime, but for spreading the fertilizer. Alrighty, and we're gonna get the GPS set up. Manual guidance, width. We're going to set A. Actually, I don't know what to do. Save track as a case spreader. So I'll bring that up. I'm kind of learning the tricks a little bit more about the, yeah. I said I kind of am. I don't have it completely figured out. Okay, there we go. And that's with it being in the development stage. And the other issue too is I have not downloaded the latest version, so I need to get that updated as well. On a width, and now we can save that track. And there we go. And we just need lime. I'm not going to put in a headland here at the other end, just because I don't need to spread the entire part. I just need to get to the edge of the plowing here. So right about there. I'm just going to double check because the back. Yeah, the back shuts off a little sooner, but then it turns on a little sooner too, just with it being back there. But just want to make sure that I'm getting all the lime taken care of for what I need to be getting lime. And it looks like I could widen out the GPS a little bit, but for now we're just going to leave it. But we will get this spread, and then that way this field can be next on the list for tillage. And then we'll be spending a couple episodes of just going through and doing some tillage. And one of the maps that I was kind of thinking of doing on or moving to, or the one I liked, Can Farm. That one got pulled down out of the mod contest. We won't go into details. I don't want to cover any of that stuff or any of the drama for Farm Sim, but yeah, so that got pulled off of there. But we'll see. May still end up doing something with it. But with seasons coming out here shortly, we'll kind of wait and probably start with the map that season's ready if I can find one for the next episode. Because all the maps I was kind of hoping to do are not happening. The Minnesota Millennial Farmer, that one's been pushed back, so who knows when that one will be coming out. And they've been busy with all the issues on Welker Farms. And with seasons coming out, I think I'll probably just start a series when seasons comes out and find a map that's seasons ready. And as soon as a decent map with, or I shouldn't say decent, as soon as a map kind of to my liking comes out with that season's ready, I'll probably start an episode or start doing episodes on that map. That way we can get some seasons rolling in. And then we'll see with how much time I have for doing both, or if I'm just going to stick with doing one. I've been doing some streaming on Twitch, and then also, of course, farming in real life, and it gets to be kind of a bit much, so I may kind of stick to trying to do just stick into 2 or 3 episodes a week randomly when I've got time, and then also just one series rather than doing multiple. Who knows? We'll see. Maybe as we get towards winter, as I'm northern hemisphere, I think I've said before, Minnesota. Summer now, I'll be busy. Fall's going to be tough. I probably won't. It's probably going to be a stretch there where I don't get any episodes done at all. But come winter time, I might be able to find a way to get more episodes in for that time of year. And hit the wrong button. See if I've learned anything. There we go. Get that adjusted, and that way I can do this headland. Do 2 passes on this headland, and then I'll head down and do 2 passes on the other one. Of course, we will see how much lime I have left after I get done with the 2 passes. Oh! And I don't know why someone didn't tell me. I was not following the GPS. I was wondering why the telephone poles were getting a little closer, a little closer. I think we're just going to go with it here, since there is that bit of overlap, and we'll just start right there. Forgot to engage the auto steer. And believe it or not, that happens more often in real life than you think. It's just worse when you do it with the planter, because there is no fixing that. You can't like take it up and start over and straighten it out. And in this game, it doesn't really show you that you kind of made a mistake like that. There we go. Make sure that, yes, we are getting progress done. So after this field gets spread with lime, we'll be done with the spreader. We'll be able to return that. And then won't have to worry about lime until next harvest season, and then we'll have to see what comes of that. Where am I at? Here's 28%. We'll head down this side right here. Wrong button. Having all sorts of mental problems today. It's almost like it's a Monday for me. Mainly it's because I was out late last night doing some tillage. We were supposed to get an inch and a half of rain today, and we had some ground that didn't get planted, and we decided instead of going out there and spraying it, we decided to go out there and dig it up with the field cultivators, do some tillage out there. So we went out there, and it was working, and we didn't get out there until later in the afternoon. So we kept going until we finished the field because we were supposed to get that inch and a half of rain today. And lo and behold, wake up this morning, 1/10 of an inch of rain, okay, and then it quit. And then they took it all out. So we went from working last night thinking we were going to have to, or that we had to go all night because it was going to rain, to it decided not to. And yeah, so it made for a long night. And then had a delivery truck come this morning to pick up some of our empty seed boxes from planting, plus some seed we were returning. And so he was here right away this morning, so there wasn't any take it easy this morning either. But I finally got a break this afternoon, figured I'd sit down and get an episode in. Kind of my relaxation during my lunch break to get a quick half hour in of gameplay. Instead of a nap. A nap probably would have been more beneficial to my mental strength. And I am just hoping that I've got enough in. Come on, hold out, hold out. I think we're good. It's going to end up just short, isn't it? Darn it. Look at that. So, we're going to fold up. I'll get this back in the yard. And then, with how much time we have left for today, I will finish up the headlands on that one field, kind of get the spots that helper missed, and then we'll see if I have enough time to take that over to the next field or not. And the one thing too with those sugar beets, if you look at the dollar amount we have in our account right now, I mean, I did end up getting a couple $100,000 off of that field. So it took a lot of time, but it was well worth it in the end as well. Got to turn those on, but then I'm already to my driveway, so it doesn't matter. Let's get those lights off since it's getting to be daylight enough. And if you look out there, as you can see, we've got a nice, I've got that grass planted in there, so we've got a nice grass base in that water there, that field there. Now let's just hope we remember that and we don't fill it up. So let's get this thing parked up here and get it start filling with some lime. I'll shut that off. Let's go this way. Here we go. So we'll get in here, get this tidied up, these little triangles that it left. And then we will have this field done. That's one thing too, is we do need to get solid fertilizer spread on these, but we don't need that that case spreader. We do have a pull behind spreader for that. So we will be hooking up to the John Deere up to that, and while this is doing some wrapping up some tillage, then we can start getting the fertilizer spread. Whereas if we wanted to technically go season, you'd put that fertilizer down in the springtime. Well, there is some you'd put down in the fall, but you'd do it before you worked it like we are now. So I'm not going to do things completely the same, at least not until we get seasons going. We also need to check on what how seasons is going to work completely, because if I can put a fertilizer down in the fall and have it still be there in the spring, then I'm probably going to do that before I do the fall tillage like this. And there we go, just a little bit farther. And congratulations, you have completed your first field. And one thing I'm going to check before I go to the next field, let's go to owned items. Okay, it does not need repair. There's our spreader that we'll be using, so just wanted to check and make sure that we didn't need to do any repair. And that's one thing I'll be not doing 100% is I am not going to be taking them back to the shop to do repairs. I'll do them as needed, just because the repair isn't very realistic as to what you would be doing. So we'll travel down the road here. We'll get to that small field. And about that time, it'll be time to call her a day. So, like I say in all my videos, if you're liking what you see, give me a thumbs up. And if you're able to, just let me know what you like about it. If you don't like it, at least let me know with a comment rather than just a thumbs down. That way I can try and improve. Hard for me to change the issues if I don't know what they are. So, and as always, if you want to know when I post another video, hit that subscribe button, and also it doesn't turn on notifications right away, so you've got to, I think it's a bell up there, you've got to hit that as well to make sure you're getting the notifications. And look at that, we pull in the field right at the 30-minute mark. So, when we there we go. When we get back to the next episode, we will work on getting this field. Oh, get this field tilled up. Get the fall tillage done, and then work on finishing spreading lime on that other field. And then that way we can kind of get our fall work finished up. So until next time, thanks for watching, and see you next time.